Hey guys, G here, and this is the video for inequalities with addition and subtraction. Okay, so we take a look at our I can statement. It does say I can solve inequalities with addition and subtraction by using the same method as solving equations. So what we're going to do is we're going to take everything that we've already learned and we're going to apply this to solving inequalities. So here's an inequality right here. So if you have not watched the video for graphing inequalities, please go back and do so now before you continue to watch this. But here we go. I've got an inequality. Some number x plus 4 is less than 9. So that means that my sign, that means everything on the left-hand side is still going to be less than 9. That means 9 is bigger than what's happening over here on the left. So I need to figure out exactly what that is. So what we're going to do is we're going to use all the skills that we've learned from solving equations into solving inequalities. So because I have x plus 4, I need to do the opposite in order to get x by itself, because that's my ultimate goal. My goal is to get the variable by itself. So to get rid of plus 4, I want to get a 0 here by subtracting 4, because 4 minus 4 is 0. But just like what with equations, whatever we do on the left side of the equal sign, we've got to do on the right side. And instead of equal sign, now we're doing on the right side of the inequality sign. So I have to subtract 4 from the right side. 9 minus 4 is 5. I'm going to bring down my symbol, and I'm going to bring down my variable. So x is less than 5. Here's my final inequality. Again, very similar to the graphing inequalities video. That means in order for this statement to be true, x has to be a number less than 5. And I can graph that, my solution, to show which numbers we're talking about. So x is less than 5. What I'm going to do is I started with 5 on my number line, and I'm going to just get a few numbers on each side just to show I understand how a number line works. And then I need to ask myself, is it going to be an open or closed circle based on my sign? This sign right here is going to give me an open circle. So apply an open circle above the 5, and then I need to determine, do I shade left or right? Well, if x is less than 5, then I need to find the numbers that are smaller than 5 or less than 5, which is all of these over here on the left-hand side. And so I can shade to the left, and I'm done. Let's look at another one. So m minus 3 is greater than or equal to 8. So again, my goal is to get my variable by itself. So I'm going to do this by doing the opposite operation, or to get 0, turn negative 3 into a 0. So what I can do here is I can do the opposite of minus 3, which is plus 3. Negative 3 plus 3 is 0, so those cancel, and I can add 3 to both sides. Bring down my m. Bring down my inequality symbol. And 8 plus 3 is 11. So there's my solution. M is greater than or equal to 11. So I've got to graph that solution to make sure that it is a viable, just to show what m is greater than or equal to 11 actually means. So I start my graph at 11, 10, 9, 8. I'll just go 3 to the left, and I'll go 3 to the right. 12, 13, 14. Now I'm going to graph, so I need to determine if I have an open or a closed circle on 11. Because of this or equal to symbol, that means 11 is part of my solution. So I'm going to do a closed circle because it has this line underneath. And m is bigger than 11. The alligator mouth is going to eat the m. It's open towards it, so that means m has to be greater than or equal to 11. So I need to figure out which numbers are bigger than 11, 12 or 10. Well, 12 is. So I'm going to shade to the right. Let's just do one more just so we can see this. Okay, so now if we look, I have y minus 5.2 is less than or equal to negative 9. I have a decimal. That does not change the way we solve this problem. It does not change anything about the process. So I still want to get my variable by itself, and I still do that by doing the opposite. So because this is minus 5.2, I need to add 5.2. And whatever I do to one side, I have to do to the other side. These cancel. I still have my variable y is less than or equal to. Now I've got to figure out what's negative 9 plus 5.2. Well, because I'm combining a negative number with a positive number, so they both have different signs, one negative, one positive, and I'm combining these. What I really need to do is I'm actually subtracting them. So I'm going to take 9, and I'm going to subtract 5.2. and I make sure I line up my decimals so that I can make sure I do my subtraction properly. I need to borrow because I can't do 0 minus 2. So I borrowed from my 9 here to make that an 8, and to make this here 10, 8, bring down my decimal, 3.8. And what I also need to be careful of is keeping the sign of the bigger number. 9 is bigger than 5.2. It is negative, which means when I do my subtraction and I combine these, I will have more negatives left over. So my answer is y is less than or equal to negative 3.8. So again, I'm going to start with negative 3.8 on my graph. Now, because I have a decimal here on my graph, right, what I want to do is I want to do the next whole number on the left side, which is negative 4, and then the next whole number on the right side, which is negative 3. And then we can just count by our whole numbers here. So we're showing where negative 3.8 is exactly on the graph. It is somewhere in between negative 3 and negative 4. It should be closer to negative 4. So let's go ahead and fix that real quick. Let's put it a little bit closer to negative 4 just so it makes a little bit more sense. Okay, and then I show a couple numbers on each side of that. So I show where negative 3.8 is on my graph, and now I can graph my solution. Open or close circle, because of the or equal to sign, it's a closed circle. And y is less than negative 3.8, so that means it's smaller, means it's further away from 0, going this direction. Okay, y is less than negative 3.8. And there we go. If you have any questions, please let me know. I hope this video helped. Thanks.